Good morning, this is Tom Callos with the 100. What you can't see is that I have my leg propped up after the fracture of my femur, spiral fracture, so forgive the informal wear and the casualness of our meeting, but that's really like how I like to function. I'd like to pretend that you're sitting here in my office and we're having a conversation, a short one, which then, as you proceed in your day, kind of empowers you, reminds you, rings the bell of those things that are important for you to be a master teacher. In the scope of the 100 as a school, we talk a lot about fancy stuff, about programs you've built that are your own, about compassion projects and community activism and, all these really wonderful, heartfelt, feel-good kind of things. Now, if you're familiar with Maslow's theory of the hierarchy of needs, there was a pyramid, and at the top was, initially it was self-actualization. At the bottom was, food. You had to satisfy some basic needs before you could come to those higher places. And that's what the 100 is like. And I'm not going to discount the fact that I expect you to get to black belt level, and then I want to find a place to push you beyond that where you really tickle mastery, where you really use all your resources and ideas and intelligence to create something that just blows people away. But at the same time, we have many members who really need to get down to the basics. So this part of the talk is about basics. If you're going to make it in this business. Now, you're welcome to be a hobbyist. You're welcome to run a school out of your garage. If you intend to make a living through the martial arts, these two things are paramount: sales and service. Sales isn't this swarmy, tacky kind of, Amway salesman kind of exploit every opportunity kind of sales. Sales is talking about what what the benefits of your work are, and what the benefits would be to people in your community who might like those men. Maybe they don't think about martial arts as a place to lose weight or to make new friends or to strengthen the center or all these things that you should be able to articulate. And when it comes to sales, you're not going to make it in this business unless you can get that message to people and get them to sign up at your school. You can participate in acts of kindness and do have a video channel showing how great your school is, but if it doesn't translate into somebody signing up today, then you are not focusing on what you need to focus on. You must master the art of targeting somebody, making them a deal they can't refuse, and getting their little dirty feet on your mat. So if you haven't signed up students this month, if you're having one sign up a week, or something like that, then forget about all this other crap. Get down to the fact that there are people in your community that you walk by or drive by every single day who could benefit from being on your mat, who would have health benefits and attitudinal benefits and meet new friends and maybe even revive something that they used to have because of your influence. Will they be tournament champions? Probably not, but they can use the martial arts and your level of understanding and your practices to improve the quality of their life. And what more can you ask for? How do you get new students? You go out and promote what you do in any fashion you're smart enough to do. You meet people, you make them an offer. Sometimes you have to make them 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 offers. Hey, you know what? I know you've been looking for a place to exercise. You haven't joined a gym yet, have you? Why don't you get down to the school? Here, I'm going to write you a pass for 2 weeks. You come in and give me 2 weeks, and if you don't like it, you've lost nothing. But I guarantee you'll take a couple classes and you'll start to feel a transformation. Here's the pass. You have to have the ability to get people in that school, and if you can't do that, all this other stuff doesn't matter. You're planting a garden, and yes, you have to tend to parts of that garden that aren't going to come to fruition immediately. But that garden better produce food or your children are going to starve. So you have to balance what you're doing in the future and where you want to go with a simple pragmatic act of you can't work for me or work for yourself as a school owner if you don't have the ability to take what you know and go out and get people to come in and sign up at your school. Now, if you have trouble with that, if you need more help, if you need to talk it out, if you need to have the, okay, what do I do first? What do I do second? What do I do third? If you need that, don't be too shy to call me, because we'll sit and work it out. But the fact is if you sit on your hands today, if you write some ethereal piece about how important kindness is, but it doesn't translate into you making contact with someone who you need to drag in and put on your mat and get your 3 stinky little dollars a day that you charge for your lessons. Most of you don't charge more than $100 a month. And if you do, it's $4 a day. It's what I blow off at Starbucks or at the movies or at restaurants. You're not asking for that much, but it's up to you to go out and meet people in that community and get them to come in. If you can get people to get on your mat and they'll stick to it long enough, they'll be thanking you for the rest of your life. That's assuming that you do really good work, and I do assume you do that. So, you either get students or you die. You either feed that baby or it dies, and no one's going to listen to your excuses when your baby's starved to death. They're going to look at you like you're negligent and foolish. I don't know what you have to do to get new students, whether you have to cajole, steal, go knock somebody over the head. If your baby was starving, you'd go next door and you'd break into the larder. I mean, you'll pay the consequences. Well, your school is your baby, your career is your baby, your martial arts is your baby. You can be a little less diligent about your school than you would an infant, but not much more if you wanted to generate the kind of income you need to live and to excel as a master teacher, to make your career something of a force in your community and not just another business that leeches off, people. You've got to get out there and work it. If you have trouble signing people up, call me. Oh, thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.